Okay, I'm back. Serendipity, the intellectual titan himself. That's one way of putting it. How you doing?
It's good to see you, man.
Yeah, I be chilling, cuz.
I like that prompt.
Yeah, I'm hosting a formal debate sometime between Stitch and Orthodox. Um,
Orthodox.
his name is Ecumenist Pope.
Oh, yeah. I saw them going at it earlier. There you go. I'm a title gifter now, bro.
Oh, thank you.
Thank
We're gonna
you.
be setting that up. We're gonna be setting that up. So yeah.
Well, yeah, I'll be there to fucking. Or I'll try to be there with my lotion. And who's your money on?
Stitch. I hope. He's got to represent Catholicism well. So yeah.
That's right, my fellow Catholic. I was just in a live with some Catholics, bro.
Base.
There's a bunch of Catholics. And were you there last night for the Dean debate?
I wish I was hosting. I didn't know because I was hosting my own live at the same time, so I didn't know.
Yeah, I was with Roma and Vanilla Bean, and I was in there. Get this, bro. 3 Catholics.
That's crazy.
That's right.
Usually he doesn't go out of his own territory to go on panels.
I know, I was surprised. And then he ended up debating Kojo, and that didn't go well for him.
Is it really everybody kind of loses to Kojo though?
Yeah, I know, but Kojo and Dean have a long history. Like, they know each
Yeah.
other.
That's how I was first exposed to Kojo. I saw Dean videos and Parker videos on YouTube. That's how I joined TikTok. But, yeah. So person in the bottom left, what's your age when you think about the prompt?
Oh, I'm sorry, are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Hello, I'm in my 20s, and I disagree with what you said there.
What?
Well, I'm coming from like a right-wing perspective. I believe that what matters the most is racial nationalism.
What'd you say?
I'm sorry, I can English isn't my first language, but I'm very interested in America in general.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to tell you is that I believe that racial nationalism, and when I say racial nationalism, I mean white nationalism, is the only way America can survive as a nation.
What makes you say that?
Well, because America as a country, America as a concept, American culture as well was
Wait,
founded by and for white people.
under what modality is America like? This is interesting. Under what modality is it going to be the case in which the only way that America can survive is by being a white, like, ethnocentric state?
Because for most of its history, America was a white state. It was more than 85-90% white
Okay,
till the late 60s.
this could be descriptively true, but this doesn't demonstrate how this is the only way in which America can flourish.
Well, how will Christian nationalism save America?
That's just like burden shifting. I'm asking you to substantiate the claim that, like,
Yeah, sure.
the only way in which America can flourish is by becoming this white nationalist state.
Yeah, I believe that tribalism is something that is very natural. If you look during history, people were tribalistic. People were trying to live with people that were like them.
What do you mean by natural?
It is in our human nature. It predates like even states, even countries. For example, look at the Kurds.
What's the trait? Yeah, what's the trait that belongs to
let me explain
our
to you.
nature that justifies your claim?
For example, if you know who the Kurds are, like those people in the Middle East.
Sure.
Yeah, exactly. Why do you think they survived? They are Muslim like Turks and Iranians and Arabs, but they are still a people.
Do you think that they're like flourishing?
They're not flourishing because they don't have a state, but their identity is a thing.
Then how is this analogous to a society in which does flourish, being a single race or ethnic state?
America was way more developed, more stable, more economically viable for the people when it was an ethno-state. For that? Of course. Do you think that it was harder for boomers to get a house and a car than it is for zoomers?
Again, this is a burden shift. What's the argument?
It's not a burden shift. What are you talking about?
Well, you make a claim, and I say, "What's the justification for that?" And you ask me a question as if my opinion matters. And I gave you an example on your argument. My opinion has nothing to do with your justification.
Well, if you believe in Christian nationalism, for example, why the Kurds were able to survive?
Don't believe in Christian nationalism.
Why the Kurds were able to survive as a people?
Kurds?
Yeah.
I mean, it could be a multitude of different reasons. It could be just like it could be the way in which was the state was governed specifically on like militarization. It could be the case in which they had a strong structure or a set of established trade routes, right, and which brought flourishment. But then
this wasn't the case. This wasn't the case with the Kurds. It was way easier. The Kurds had different tribes, and they refused to be integrated into the Turkish or Arabic or Persian culture, and they wanted to keep something distinctive from them, even if they were of the same religion.
Yeah, again, you're just like stating something that could be descriptively true, that like they kept to themselves, but this doesn't demonstrate how this leads to some sense of like further flourishing. Like, for instance, we're talking about them like they're past tense, you know? I mean, do you know why it is the case in which the Kurds were not successful?
They were unable to make a state.
And why weren't they not able to make a state?
Because they were between larger powers.
Oh, it was because they were between larger powers? Why were they between larger powers?
I mean, they were just unlucky, I guess.
Or could it be the case in which like they only wanted an ethnocentric state, and so they refused any type of immigration, which could lead to the preponderance of force?
Do you think that the Kurds don't have a state because they refuse any kind of immigration? Are you aware, for example, that the Kurds were colonized? For example,
that's a complete straw man.
No, they were colonized.
Sure, we can even grant you that they were colonized. Do you think if it was the case in which they were able to establish a state, other than like an ethnocentric state, they would be able to have the power to protect themselves from any kind of type of quote unquote invasion or colonization?
This is like a scenario that it needs a lot of thinking. I don't know. There might be a chance, I guess.
Okay, so if it is the case in which it's possible, then, I mean, this would just be modal logic. Your original claim was that America could never flourish except with an ethnocentric state. Well, if it is the case in which we can point to some type of possibility in which America could flourish other than an ethnocentric state, well, then that just means that the statement that America can only flourish having an ethnocentric state, which would make this a necessity, is no longer a necessity. This is just going to be a modal collapse in this instance. Therefore, there's another possibility in which America can flourish outside of an ethnocentric state.
Yeah, I think if they continue like that, they will collapse. It is inevitable, it will happen. Like, tell me a single state that flourished. Tell me a single state.
What's the argument for that? Because I just demonstrated that even you conceded and said that it is possible in which America could flourish under a state other than the ethnocentric state.
No, I don't think it's possible. I think it will collapse if it is continue the same trajectory right now.
What's the argument for that?
What do you mean by that? You can't see like the collapse of the American.
Okay.
No, you don't see like the collapse of the American society, the racial tensions and stuff like that.
No, I see something that's happened throughout all of American history. Even when, like, you would even say that America was at its strongest, right? I disagree with that statement, but even if I grant you that America was at its strongest in the 60s, we can also point to multiple points in that time frame in which there was racial tension, in which we were able to overcome and become a stronger nation from that instance. So
yeah, but
I don't
for most of its history, America was more than 85% white.
Okay, sure. But if you're arguing that America can only thrive being an ethnocentric state, right? I'm asking you the justification for that. Not that at some point America was predominantly white or 85% predominantly white. Okay?
Well, I already told you, but I can repeat it.
That doesn't give me an argument. That just tells me something that could be.
I believe that humans are naturally tribalistic, and they are closer to people that are of the same ethnicity, of the same culture, of the same traditions. And when you combine the entire world in a single nation, you will have racial tensions. Give me a single state, empire, whatever, that thrived on multiculturalism. One.
I would say America is thriving on multiculturalism.
Do you think America is thriving right now?
Say so.
You don't see like the downfall of America?
I mean, we can just do a simple comparative analysis to like America compared to like the Middle East, right? I would say that America is thriving a lot better than like what's going on in the Middle East. I mean, we could even compare this to like Russia and Ukraine.
America
hold on. Actually, we can compare this to an actual ethnocentric state like Japan, and I can guarantee you that Japan is not thriving as well as America.
Well, what do you mean by that, thriving? What do you mean by that? Because, for example, I believe that Japan is.
This is your argument.
No, for example, I believe that Japan is way more safer. For example, I believe that Japan, even if it has a population decline because of aging,
the triad
still has a change to rebuild after that collapse.
You think that the triad is safer?
The triad?
Yeah, the triad. You think that's safe?
Technically, that'd be
the triads are in China. What are you talking about?
I think he means
like are the triads in? Yeah, the Yakuza. Sorry, the Yakuza.
Yeah,
sorry. You think the Yakuza
don't even. Do you think that Yakuzas are more dangerous than the Crips?
I would say that they're both equally dangerous. That's not even.
No, they're not.
Well, what do you mean?
When did you hear of a drive-by shooting by a Yakuza in the last 20 years?
I'm sure I could find something off the top of my head. I don't. Think
you need to find it exactly. Do you think that? What do you think about crimes in Chicago, for example?
This is such a bad argument because you're saying that these ethnocentric states are going to be something in which is quote unquote safer. Okay. If it is the case in which they are safer, this still doesn't mean that this demonstrates some kind of flourishment. For instance, I could have like, I could point to like some kind of nation, right? And we could say, okay, maybe this nation might be safer, but the amount of corruption in this state is superiorly higher than other states in which would not be safer. So if we're going off of what is safe, first you'd have to determine what the safeness would be. If we're going off of what's the better state, we'd have to determine what is better. If you're saying that these states, the ethnocentric states, are going to be better because there's going to be less racial discrimination. Well, okay, sure, I can grant you that if we're going just purely off race, that one state might be better. But if it is the case in which you're saying that only having only having a state in which like allows a certain race in that said state is going to be better because of the less racial discrimination, I think that's completely absurd and illogical.
First of all, I support racial discrimination. I think it's a good thing. But
okay, what's the argument for that?
What?
What do you take good to be?
Well, I believe that it's more important to me to place my people first than others.
Why? That's just positing another claim. That's begging the question.
I'm answering. What do you mean by that? It's very easy.
It's very easy. Okay,
Yeah.
you make claim. Okay,
Mhm.
you have justification for a claim.
All right.
So what's the justification?
Why do I need to justify why I want to place my people above others? It's natural. I want my people to thrive.
Oh my god!
Why do you need to?
Are you hearing this? Protect. Oh my gosh! Yeah, I
well,
think
you're not giving any. You keep.
Yeah,
You keep.
I think that we should put.
You keep
Yeah, I
asking
think that,
questions,
yeah,
but you don't say anything
yeah.
with substance.
Hold on. I think that we should put boots on next to people that think that they should put themselves first.
Do it. Blacks do it. You know, in America, the only people that don't care about race are white people. Latinos do care. So do blacks. So do Asians. Only white people are taught not to care about race.
I don't think that's true. I mean,
It's true.
I think that there's people that tell all kinds of races not to care about race.
Nah, the black people care about race.
I think that black people care about culture.
No, they care about race.
Oh, they care about race? What's the argument for that? Or is it just going to be something that you can't like?
Well, if you want, you can look at the Pew Research Center. I can link it right now. But if you want, you can look at the Pew Research Center, and it made a poll regarding all the four. Give a moment. Regarding all the four big ethnicities and racial groups in America, and if you look it up, the only ones that didn't care about race at all were white people.
Oh, what do you mean by? I mean, actually, I don't really care. Let's say I grant this.
What do you ask me then?
Let's say I grant this argument, right? And say, well, okay, sure, maybe it is the case in which white people only care about race. Why should it be the case in which we make a second class of citizens lesser than the other individuals who have just the same amount of rights as you and I?
Because so will black people do.
I'm sorry?
So will black people do to you. You know, it will
this doesn't make sense. I don't understand what you're saying.
It does.
I'm asking you to ignore the rights of rational agents that are pertaining to the same human species as you and I, just purely based off of their race. I'm asking you why it should be the case in which white people are superior to black people.
I never said that.
Well, okay, hold on. Do you take it to be the case in which there should be an ethnocentric state pertaining only to white people?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
It's because white is right, brown is all right, and black is wrong. So,
okay. So, if that is the case, do you think that you should be able to kick out any non-white person from a country that they currently reside in?
Yeah.
Okay, so then there would be this sense of superiority that you hold to when it comes to white people to black people. You think that you are in a better position
why
to kick out a class of individuals because you think. I'm sorry?
Why you keep saying black people? I will do the same to
Tonis,
East
what
Asians.
religion are you?
Sorry?
Are you religious in any kind of way?
No, I'm not.
Really? You're an atheist?
I'm agnostic.
Yeah, well, even agnostics don't even believe what you're spouting out. So
I don't think agnostics have a single.
You're like a Schindler 2.0. Let's be real.
I don't think agnostics have a single political agenda, just like any other group doesn't have. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
You're about to make me say some atrocious.
Agnosticism isn't like a political opinion.
You're about to make me say atrocious things.
Say it.
No.
I
gotta remain in virtue.
No, say it if you want. I don't really care, but say it.
I gotta have the disposition of a good person. So,
Oh, you're so
Yeah.
empathic, I guess.
excuse me, what'd you say?
Nothing.
No. Say it. And
Please don't
let's
take the
keep
gun out
going.
of your backpack or something like that.
Oh, do you want deported?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, okay. I'll just call Trump about that. I mean, give me
Yeah,
compensation.
I'm going to call
money.
ICE and send you back to like Havana
Okay,
or
send me
something.
back. Well, actually, you're gonna send me back right where I came from, which
No,
is
I'm
just
going
gonna
to
be Florida.
I'm going to send you to Havana. How about that?
Really? What is that?
No, let's continue. Like, what do
No,
you?
what is that? Tell me.
Cogito, what was like your last question? If you
Oh, is that
want
a
to ask?
Dodge? What is that?
Sorry.
Hasn't substantiated a single claim.
I don't know. He sounds.
Yeah, you probably
He
need
sounds
like a
uneducated.
pool.
There we go.
You need a pool to understand why sending like millions of Mexicans in America won't benefit America long term. I mean, yeah, you. I'm sure you need it.
If you're saying that any race that is not white does not benefit America, and you're saying that this is self-evident,
No,
I
you're
think that's
fighting
just
a straw
absurd.
man. You're fighting a straw man. I don't want like whites to colonize Japan, for example,
Yes, and what was the reason for that?
because I want Japan to remain Japanese. What do you mean?
This is completely confused. Did you not previously state that that other races other than whites do not benefit America?
I mean, yeah, I think that other races than whites are outside of America. I agree with this, but I don't believe that every single corner of this earth should be populated with white people. I believe that India should remain for Indians, Japan for the Japanese, Congo for the Congolese, whatever.
And
You get it.
and what was the argument for that?
Because I will, for example, let's say I move to Congo, right? Or you move to Congo. You will be an outsider there. So, if larger number of people like you,
do you not think I could still thrive in this nation?
no, not at all.
What's the argument for that?
White people were like kicked from Congo in the 60s, for example. What the fuck are you talking about?
This isn't an argument.
What they made is not an argument. People like you were like killed in the 60s.
I'm asking. Yeah. Do you think that that's a good thing? Do you think that a nation?
No.
Okay. Now, do you think that a person, if they were not unalived in this nation, could still thrive in this nation?
They can thrive economically speaking, sure.
And do you think it's possible that they do thrive in this nation?
Yeah, they can thrive. I agree with you.
I'm not asking if they can try. I'm asking if it's possible that they can thrive.
Listen, you are asking on a singular person. Like a single person, if a single Mexican moved to America, sure, he will integrate because he's a fucking single person. But when you have literal millions of people coming in, what was the Latino population of America? Around 30 or 40 million people? Do you think that such a large population of people that arrive in America will integrate?
I'm sure. I think that a majority of them could integrate. Yeah, I think that's possible.
How old are you? Like, are you in your 20s, 30s?
I'm 27. I think it's still possible.
27. Like, I hope you live a long life and you will see like how America will be in 50 years, for example.
I think that will continue to thrive. I think it's very possible.
Look at America in the 70s and look at America right now.
Yeah, I think that we've came a long way.
All right. You know, I hope that it will be like you, but it will be the total opposite. If you look at any single society, any single country and empire in history, you will see that multiculturalism was a disaster for them.
Yeah, I think the difference between you and I is I can actually substantiate the claims in which I make and give actual valid arguments.
Give me a single country that work on the system that you are talking about.
America.
No, America was
the
for
land
most
of
of its
the
history.
Free and the immigrants.
America was for most of its history between 85% and 90% white.
Again, what's the relevancy?
At this point, it really proves the fact that America became a world power when it was homogeneous.
Wait, do you think that? Okay. Do you think it's the case in which America can't continue to maintain being a war power?
Do you don't see America being on a downfall, internationally speaking?
This doesn't answer the question. This is
no. I'm asking you. You don't
another
see
Dodge?
the downfall of America?
Slow boy, just answer the question.
No, America will not continue to thrive if it continue like this. It will collapse.
And like I've said, like, what is it? The umpteenth time? What's the justification for that?
They don't have. They are not united by culture, not by ethnicity, not by ideals anymore. Do you think that those
Wait,
people
that's
that
just
arrive in
that's just
America give a shit about the
that's
founding
just begging the
fathers?
question. That's just begging the
Oh my
question.
god! You keep asking questions, but you don't say anything of substance. I asked you. Let's say that you're right about America. You're not, but let's say you're right. Give me another example of a country that thrived on multiculturalism.
Say like the UK.
The UK.
That's another power state or power country.
The UK was like 99.9% white after the Second World War.
Notice how you keep saying was. That's very interesting.
I mean, yeah, it was because the Second World War ended like 80 years ago. What are you talking about?
I think it's hilarious that you're so fascinated with like the Second World War because you're really saying a lot of Yahtzee themes.
Yeah, yeah. Go on and talk about the argument here.
I mean, I would still like the justification for why
Well,
you
if you want a
think that.
justification, you can.
No, hold on,
You
hold
can
on.
read a
I
book.
would still
I'm going to give you a
because
book.
you've
If
dodged
you
multiple
can.
questions. You've dodged multiple
No, I
questions.
can give you a book
I want
if
to
you
bring
want
it
a
back to.
justification for
I want to
this.
bring it back to the question that
No,
you
no, 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 no,
dodged,
no. Keep
which is
stay here.
what's
No,
the
I don't know.
justification?
No,
What's
I'm
the
not going to end this.
justification? Yeah, okay. What's
No.
the justification
Well,
that
I'm not
you
going to
think
answer you
that white people are entitled to kick out other races?
because white people founded America.
What's the argument for that?
What?
Like all white people just founded America?
No, white people as in any group founded America.
And what do you mean by founded America?
Do you read the definition of founding?
Saying that they found the land in which America resides in? Or are you saying
Yeah,
that they've
white people came
established
with
the
their
country that
white
is
people came
America?
with their dirt from Europe and they placed it in America. This is what I
And it
mean by
was
that.
previously occupied by who?
America was not invented by Native Americans.
Right, that's why I asked the clarifying question.
Well,
If you're
do you
talking
know
about
how were the natives were calling America before white
yeah,
colonization?
that wasn't even the question. That's why I asked the specific question was if you're saying that the white quote unquote white people founded America, are you talking
Quote,
about
unquote.
the country in which it was established or the land in which they came to?
If you were educated on your country's history, you will know that the natives were calling
How
America.
does this answer the question, slow
No.
boys?
Listen.
Answer the question.
You're not educated on your own country. If you were, you will know that the Native Americans called America the land, the land of the turtles or something like that. They weren't even using America.
Again, how does
Turtle
this
Island, that
answer the
doesn't follow.
question?
Like, yeah. It like they call it Turtle Island, yeah, but it doesn't. Sorry, that doesn't answer his question.
We'll repeat the
Serendipity
question.
rock star or something? I'll continue. Are you like a rock star, Serendipity? I heard something.
That's right. That's right.
But yeah, back to the dialogue.
But dialogue, he doesn't want to substantiate any of his fucking.
Well, he keeps asking his question and he doesn't say anything else.
Shit, it's an internal critique. No wonder I'm asking
No
questions.
critique. With no critique, he didn't say anything of substance.
Holy shit, does this guy not understand? Oh my gosh, the dynamics of a conversation.
I think
You
this
didn't say anything. You were acting like a journalist or something like that.
Yeah, so how can I critique your stance if I don't ask questions? Not only that, how can I critique your stance if you don't provide justifications to the
For
questions
example,
which I
give me
ask?
an example of a country that thrived on multiculturalism.
It's going to be a burden shift. Again, this is like the 15th one.
Exactly. So you have no answer.
I don't know where to continue. I'm just gonna put this on hold. I'm gonna move on to Pre-Sup Mars. He is a very, very big philosophically inclined guy. Hi, Burden Shifter. So Pre-Sup Mars. What do you think about the prompt or what you just heard? Show us your intellectual prowess. If you're
Talking about, dude. The word of God is like foolish to those who are, of the world.
I don't disagree.
Word of God.
Yeah. Because Satan blinds you to the truth, so it sounds stupid.
Which God are you talking about?
The Bible.
So God wrote the Bible?
Yep.
How did God write the Bible? Is he like some kind of like temporal agent?
Humans as sort of like an avatar.
As an avatar. Like, okay, so he used humans. Does he not grant humans free will?
Yeah.
Okay, so wait, this doesn't make sense then. So if you're saying that God willed humans to write his word, did humans have a choice when God willed his word to these humans?
Yes. He used their free will.
What do you mean by using their free will?
Like there's a story in the Bible where God asks this woman to like speak before the king, but she doesn't want to because if you piss the king off, he'll kill you, right? So, God says, "Well, if you don't do it, I'll find someone who will." So, like, God finds someone who's willing to do what he asks, and then he uses that person.
Okay, so how can we know this? Like, if you're saying like if we just refer to the Bible on this text, and we can demonstrate that like God asks his creations to write down these specific texts in a specific book, how do we know that these words truly come from God and it's not like any other religious beliefs that's written down in some kind of book that was found in certain geographical locations?
The book claims that it's preserved, that God protects the word, so we know.
So the book in which I'm questioning claims that it's preserved?
Yeah, it's self-authenticating.
If I wrote a book about like a book similar to like Harry Potter, right? And the god in this book is some kind of like flying spaghetti monster that creates wizards and to combat
Spaghetti
evil.
Monster. Can you
Are
be
you good?
respectful to him?
I'm being respectful. What do you mean?
No, you're not.
Okay, actually, you know what? You're right. Why is another person obligated to my respect?
Well, if you want respect for him, you should be respectful to him, you know?
Why? That's just circular.
I mean,
Given his worldview, you should just treat people like shit. It doesn't matter.
I'm not saying that. I'm just asking why another person is obligated to my respect.
You should treat people like shit. That's consistent with your view.
I don't think I've stated my worldview. I just asked a simple question.
Well, is it Christian? Are you non-Christian?
Again, what's the answer to my question? Why
yeah,
is
hold on.
obligated to my respect?
What's your
This
ethnicity?
guy's a dumbass.
I'm still waiting for an answer. This is going to be.
What's your
dark.
ethnicity?
What's the relevancy of my ethnicity?
No, come on, say it.
The relevancy of my ethnicity?
Come on, just say it, dude.
Again, are you just just dodging questions all day? Is that what you're doing?
No, just answer the question. What's your ethnicity?
Why should I answer a question if you're not willing to
What's
engage
your
in any
ethnicity, dude?
questions?
We're not saying it. Why are you so defensive about it?
Wait, this isn't defensive. I'm just wanting you to answer a question.
I'm curious.
Know that you're curious. Why should I answer the question?
Come on, dude, say it.
Should I answer the question?
Yeah, exactly.
What? This doesn't prove
Exactly.
anything. This is like actually low tier.
Yeah, the Christian guy, you should not really bother speaking to this guy about Christianity at all.
I have no idea where we're at now. I think he was saying something about spaghetti monster or something.
Oh yeah. I was wondering where.
Yeah, I'm not even Christian,
where
and he was so
precept gets.
disrespectful to like the Christian God for no reason.
Well, I mean, I just don't see why somebody is obligated to my respect.
Do you have anything bad to say about Judaism?
Did I say anything bad about?
No. Do you have
Christianity?
anything bad to say about Judaism, for example?
I mean, what do you take bad to be? Just that I think it's
I don't
false.
know.
Is it
Come on,
is it
say
is it
something
bad
bad
if
about it.
is it bad if I think a certain religion is false or I disagree with like a certain set of
No,
beliefs?
you were disrespectful.
Is that
to
bad?
him.
Can you demonstrate what I was doing that was disrespectful?
So, can you say like the Jewish guy is some spaghetti monster or something like that?
Did I make that argument?
No, I'm asking you. Can you say it?
That the Jewish God is a spaghetti monster?
Yeah.
I think that would be confused. That would break the law of
Oh, he's
identity.
gonna be very confused, right?
Mhm. But if I said that, like, I believe in a religion that follows this flying spaghetti
What
monster,
religion do you believe in?
and it's demonstrated in a book,
Still,
Pastafarianism.
what religion do you believe in?
Yeah, Pastafarianism. We follow the almighty, the polytheistic but three god
Yeah,
pasta
sure
monster.
thing.
Hopefully does not fall to mortal collapse. Because they're not persons. They're not three distinct persons.
It should entail mortal skepticism.
Yep.
Yeah, I would like
So again, Tony, can you tell me how I was being disrespectful, though?
No, I don't want to say it.
Okay, that's what I thought. Can't substantiate.
I can
Yet
tell you.
another claim.
Gotcha.
I can tell you why you should be respectful. I think being respectful has instrumental value. Would you agree or disagree?
Definitely agree. Yes.
Yeah. Then there you go. That's your answer.
But do you think that somebody is obligated to my respect?
No. I mean, depending on how you act. If you act in a very disrespectful way, it's warranted not to reciprocate it.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Protected. Do you think I was being disrespectful in my critique?
No.
Cool. I'm getting called to another live. I guess this is just going to be another W Genesis, but I love you, bro. Have a good one.
Likewise. All right. Anybody want to add to the prompt, or whatever you just heard, or anybody want to come back up?
Well, I'm curious to listen to your opinion on it.
Okay, so how I would define Christian nationalism is just a country where majority of the people are Christian, and they would democratically vote laws that are aligned with Christianity.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I agree with your definition, but for example, do you think this will be like possible in a democracy, for example?
Yeah. Because, like, in our country, if a majority of people, let's just say one state, let's just say a majority of people, let's just say in New York, voted for X, Y, and Z law, and they're Christians, that was democratically put into power, so that is the law of the land. So if the whole country, we have like over 300 million people, let's just say 250 million are Christian, we would win a majority of elections, and we would make our goals into reality.
You know, I think that there are two big problems that will probably interfere into this government, I guess. First of all, the major I mean, not I don't think that the majority, but a large part of Americans are non-religious, first of all.
I
And I
agree.
think second of all, Christian is like a big umbrella term. You have speaking like you have Protestants and Catholics, and Protestants are like very split themselves. So when you say Christian nationalism, what do you mean? Like what kind of Christianity? Like can you
The
go
country
more into the details?
the country should subscribe to Roman Catholicism. It should be a Catholic majority country.
All right, but then you will probably have some kind of opposition from Protestants, and they have the claim that, I mean, you agree that to some degree the founding fathers were like Protestant or
Yeah.
yeah.
They were very anti-Catholic at the beginning of the country's history. But I would be, even though it's not my ideal, I would be satisfied. I would rather the country be Protestant majority than an atheist majority or liberals. I would still be satisfied that it's a Christian majority.
Yeah, and you know, this is why I generally prefer racial nationalism over or ethnic nationalism over religious nationalism. For example, you don't really have any, how to say it, any long-term plan, because I think you may agree with me that with every single generation, the people started to become way more atheistic, and
Yes.
where in 100 years, for example, will America be Christian anymore or not?
I think it'll go back to the way it was. Because our country, A lot of people kill their kids. A lot of atheists aren't reproducing. We already have a very small and aging population. So I think Christians are the people who have the most children, anyways, especially Catholics. Um, so it's just going to go back to the way it was. Christians are going to be the majority again, not in the near future, but in the future. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I agree with you. Like, Christian make more children. That's 100% true. But the thing is, Christianity is not something that is in your DNA or something like that. You can become an atheist when you're like,
Right.
how to say it, when you're like older. And if you look it up, a lot of young people that go to college, for example, they enter in college as Christian, as mildly conservative or something like that. And then they get into college, they learn all the retarded bullshit, and they become atheistic or something else, they lose their religion.
Yeah, they're all breeding grounds for that stuff. Even in so-called religious universities like Catholic universities, they're just Catholic only by name. Yeah, but I mean the most really when you talk about like immigrants, the most religious what's it called, ethnic group would be Hispanics, right? In a lot of Latin American countries, they're very, very religious, very Catholic as well. So, I mean, if anybody subscribes to the belief system of Christianity, by all means, yeah.
The thing is, how to say it? First of all, about Christianity in Latin America, for example, in Mexico, I think it's very like it has a lot of pagan elements in it. For example, you have a lot of Mexicans doing that thing with Santa Muerte or something like that, which is like unchristian. It's pagan as well. And again, I think that what keeps a country alive is its ethnic group. I mean, sure, I for example, I wouldn't really mind living under a Christian nationalist country, because even if I'm not Christian myself, I believe Christianity is way better than atheism, for example. But what matters the most and what matters the most and what keeps a country alive is ethnicity. For example,
those things are condemned.
let me give you two examples, if I may. For example, do you think that in 100 years, China will remain Chinese?
I think more time needs to advance before it doesn't become Chinese. I don't think 100 years is enough.
But let's just make some scenario in our heads. You may agree that China, if it continues like this and nothing happens, like nothing really bad happens, China will remain predominantly Chinese. You agree with this, right?
Yeah.
Can you say the same thing about the UK, for example? Will it remain majority British?
No, it's already happening now.
Yeah, exactly. This is what I'm telling you. Yeah, sure. I believe that morality that comes from religion is very important, but what matters the most at the end of the day is the ethnic group, because should remain unchanged.
Yeah, but like when you said Mexico, like that stuff is still condemned when they mix pagan practices. Like I said, Mexico is a very, very Catholic country. It's very religious, very Christian. It is.
Yeah,
That
but
stuff
related Sheinbaum, which is like a Jewish woman that is not religious from my knowledge.
What are you? What religion are you?
He says
Well, I'm agnostic, but I was raised in the Orthodox.
Wait, you're
family.
a Muslim?
No, agnostic. He said agnostic.
Oh.
No, I have a bad opinion about Islam, but I was raised in a Christian, Orthodox Christian family. I'm from Eastern Europe. Yeah.
Okay, so you were raised in a Christian household. So what are your contentions with what are your contentions with Christianity?
I don't hate Christianity. I actually admire Christianity. I believe it is one of the best, or if not the best religion that is out there right now. I just simply don't buy the whole resurrection and Jesus being God thing,
Oh, so you don't believe in the Trinity?
Well, I don't believe in God.
Well, you do though. You do though.
No,
That's the
he's
thing.
agnostic. He doesn't believe in
everyone knows God exists.
No,
Like that's
listen,
no.
when you say
yeah.
God, I think I believe maybe in a higher power and
Yeah.
like a soul or something like that.
Okay,
But
like
I'm not.
Who do you
But
believe
Well, he's
in?
agnostic. He doesn't really know what it is. Agnostic means
No, that's just a
agnostic
cop
means
out.
you
That's
don't
just a whole
know.
I know what it means. It's a cop out. So yeah, so you guys know God exists, right? You know, he exists. You just want to suppress the truth and unrighteousness and live in your
listen, I have a
sin.
question. If I was a Christian, if I was 100% sure that the Christian God was the right one, why I wouldn't follow it?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you want to sin and you want to live for your flesh. That's why.
What are you
But
talking about?
that's ridiculous. That goes
How is
against
that
everything that
ridiculous? Go ahead.
because it goes against everything that Christianity says. I mean, if this guy
Wait,
is saying
how does
this
it
guy
what
is saying
wait,
he was
what is a
raised
Christian?
Catholic,
What is a
Catholic,
Christian? Go ahead.
Christian, Catholic, all that kind of stuff.
No, wait, no, hold on. I'm not a Catholic, so don't
So
ever
why
call
are
me a
Catholics
Catholic.
not Christian? This is something I can't get over because I'm saying I'm a
No,
Catholic.
listen, we're not gonna talk about Catholicism because I'm not a Catholic, okay?
Then
We're
what
gonna
is the
talk about
what is the difference between
what are
Christianity
you?
and
What are
Catholic?
you, Llewellyn?
I'm Irish
Llewellyn,
Catholic.
whatever
I'm
your
Irish
name is.
Catholic. Irish
You're
Catholic.
Irish Catholic. Okay. So I don't agree with the dogmas, okay? But let me talk
What
to
do you mean by the
this
dogma?
tonics guy
What do
real
you mean by
quick.
the
No,
dogma?
no,
Why wait,
no.
hold on. If you're a Catholic, why are you trying to go on this agnostic atheist side? Like
Because I
why are
No,
you
think it's
listen.
trying to
valid.
like
Because I think it's valid. Because I think God
how
and
so it's
everybody should.
valid to not believe in God as a
Yeah,
Catholic?
Well,
absolutely.
Wait,
Ellen,
you're
let
going
me let.
against your own
Jesus spent
faith,
his entire
Llewellyn?
time trying to convince other people to find God.
Okay, so wait, Llewellyn, what is the Great Commission? What is that?
What's the Great Commission is to find the faith.
No, that's wrong. See,
Like
wait,
this
do
is the
Catholics
thing.
not know what the Great Commission is? Aren't you a Christian?
What's the Great Commission? Go on, explain it to me. I
Yeah,
don't
so
understand that.
basically, we as Christians are supposed to spread the gospel, the good news of Jesus and the bad
Yeah,
news.
the apostles.
Yeah, so we are disciples of Christ. That's what we are.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Okay, so how did you
So
not know that?
why would you not accept people that are agnostic, people that are open to
Yeah,
the idea of
because
faith?
I don't accept fools.
Ellen, let me speak to her. It's fine. I can defend myself. Go on.
Yeah. Okay. So why are you against God? What is the reason?
Well, earlier you said I believe in God, and now I'm against Him. What do
Wait,
you mean by that?
you said you're agnostic.
Well, you said that I believe in God. You said it yourself.
Yeah, you do, but you said you were agnostic, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but what she's saying is because obviously in scripture, like everybody knows God exists, but they denied him.
Yeah, because he just denied him in front of us, right? Just then, before
No,
I
I never
even said
denied
anything.
the. No, you're putting words in
No,
my
you're
mouth.
wrong. You're wrong. It's not that he's not
Did
denying. He's
did
not
did he or did
denying.
he not say that he was
Well, listen,
agnostic?
I
Well,
can I
well,
can
hold
express.
on. Well, hold on. If he's agnostic, he doesn't affirm or deny a God existing. That's what agnostic means.
Yeah,
Okay, so does he exist? Yes or no?
but that's the
Again,
point of
Ellen,
agnosticism.
let me speak, please.
Llewellyn, be quiet, dude.
Well,
I'm not talking to you right now.
what I believe is that the idea of a God is way larger than us, and I can't say for certain that a God exists or not.
Okay, so what is it that okay, so what do you take like proof to be? Are you looking for some kind of evidence or proof?
Well, I'm not expecting Jesus Christ to come in my room at some point, but I'm probably preparing myself for a spiritual discovery or something like that. It's not.
Okay, so
When you talk about religion and religious discovery, it's not some kind of a plan. Life or God should come at you in different circumstances. I don't know.
well, so what is like? Have you ever been to a church?
Yeah,
Okay, what church was that?
it was an Orthodox. I mean, more. Or I was at more churches in my city, two in my city and one in my grandparents' village.
Okay, so what kind? You said Orthodox?
Yeah, Orthodox.
Okay. So I'm Protestant, so I'm against the Orthodox and the Catholic churches, like the dogmas of it, right? So what exactly would your like what are your contentions with just calling yourself a Christian? Like you said obviously, you don't agree with the Trinity. Why do you think that?
I said that I don't have how to say it. I don't have the certainty that God exists. I'm not sure.
Well, what do you mean by certainty?
I didn't see any convincing argument or any convincing life
Okay, so
something that
what
happened in my life that made me to believe in
so
Christianity.
what could be what could be convincing? Like if somebody were to show you some kind of evidence or something, what would that look like?
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know.
Well, wait,
Sure.
I mean, you're gonna have to tell me something. Like what?
I don't know. If Jesus comes in my room and tell me, "Hey, I'm real and I'm God," I
So
will
if you
believe him.
if you just see him, that's just evidence enough?
Well, not necessarily seeing him directly. Probably, I think that God may communicate with us through dreams, through thoughts, and I don't know.
Have you prayed to God?
Of course, I used to pray
Okay.
daily when I was a Christian.
Have you? Well, I mean, when you were a Christian, what does that mean? What do you mean you were a Christian?
I believed in God. Yeah.
Well, okay, so you believed in God. Now you don't know if God exists. Why? What happened there?
I was raised in a Christian family, and Christianity was served as the truth to me on a plate.
Okay, and then so what made you go away from that?
I didn't really find any convincing argument, for real. I
But
mean, my
you
parents.
said, but hold on. So you didn't need a convincing argument whenever you claimed that you were a Christian, right?
Yeah, but I think you may agree with me that there's a big difference between the thinking of a 10 years old and a 20 years old, for example, right?
Well, that's what I'm trying to get at. Like, what exactly, like, what happened in order for you to not want to be a Christian anymore? Does that make sense?
Yeah, but I don't really think anything in particular happened. I just stopped believing at some point. I don't know when exactly, but at some point I stopped
Well,
believing.
you don't just stop believing. Like that's
Yes, you
just
do.
that. I don't think that's like, I mean, I can understand if somebody says, oh, well, I was a Christian and then I went away because I wanted to live for myself. That's more logical than what you're saying right now.
Well, again, I can't tell you a single point, a single day when I stopped being a Christian.
Well,
I think
was
it
there
was more
like
like a
some
process.
kind of event that happened?
No, not traumatizing event or something like that.
Okay. So then, like, I'm trying to get down to it and it's just, you're not giving me anything. But so like, why, like, are you against like Christianity? Like, what is that all about?
I never said that I'm against Christianity. I'm open to like a proof from a priest, from a monk, or
Wait,
from
why
someone
do you
that
need? Okay, so what does it mean to have proof from a priest?
Again, I think that if you're a man of God and you should represent God, I think you can open like people's souls or something like that.
Well, I mean, God, I mean, I can only try to, plant a seed. Human beings do not make people come to God. Does that make sense? It's
No, it
God
doesn't.
that does that ultimately. You understand that, right?
I think that God may work through humans, but listen, when you're asking me for what kind of thing will make you turn to God, if I knew what would make me turn to God, I would go there and search for it. But I don't know.
Okay, so here's what I would suggest. Okay,
Sure.
I would suggest a good church. I would start with a Protestant church, honestly, like a
What kind
Reformed
of Protestant? Sorry
Baptist.
for interrupting you. What kind of Protestant are you more exactly?
Well, I'm currently leaning towards. I'm looking into Reformed Baptist. I am currently non-denominational Protestant, but I am trying to educate myself to see where I'm leaning. But like I said, I disagree with the dogmas of Catholicism and Orthodoxy. I don't believe that we should be praying to or like confessing our sins to priests or popes, or I don't think that the Pope has some kind of authority. I think that that's just baloney, that we have to pray like that they pray to Mary. I think that it's they idolize figures, and they break the I think it's the second commandment with the images of Christ. They commit idolatry, that kind of stuff. I believe that the only person you should be talking to is Jesus Christ. You should not be having some kind of middleman, because he's the only one that can save you. He's the only one that can forgive your sins. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but Eastern Orthodox do not believe that Holy Mary is like a god. They don't believe that. They believe in like the Holy Trinity. They don't believe that the apostles or the saints or Holy Mary are gods.
No,
And
I'm not saying. No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that we ought not be praying to dead people, right?
all right,
Yeah, that's also in the Bible. We ought not pray to dead people, and we should only be praying to Jesus Christ. So that's a thing that I go by what the Bible says, because the Bible is God's breathed word. Do you agree with that?
I'm sorry.
I said I go by the Bible, and I was gonna ask you if you think that the Bible is God's breathed word.
Well, I don't believe in the Bible, so I
Wait,
guess.
you don't?
I
Okay,
mean,
but what do you think the Bible is?
well, if we are to go by the Christian tradition, I believe that the Bible is like God's word on earth, because the apostles were writing the Bible, but they were like influenced or dictated by the Holy Ghost, right?
Yeah, which is God. God is the
Yeah. I
Father, the
agree. I know. I
Son,
agree.
and the Holy Ghost. So
Yeah, I
that's
agree with you.
that's why I'm a Trinitarian. So that's what I believe.
Yeah. I
Um,
know. But
yeah, so like the Holy Ghost would be God, and God's word would be the Bible, and he was telling the apostles to write what he said, right?
yeah,
So yeah, and then but yeah, I really want to try my best to plant this seed within you, because it is very important that you understand that um you must turn away from your sin, and you must
wait, how
get
do you know my
into,
sins?
well, everyone sins. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. I don't have to know exactly what sins you will commit to know that you're a sinner, correct?
Yeah, but even if, let's say that right now I become a Christian, I will still sin. Like, yeah, you know what I
Right,
mean?
but you should be, but yeah, sure, but you should be asking for forgiveness and trying to turn away from your sin, because God changes our hearts and minds, right? So we have to die to our old selves, and we have to become better people. Not saying people are good, because also in the Bible it says not a one person is good. We are all bad. We are all sinners, and we don't deserve what God has given us, right? Because God had died for our sins.
I mean, I told you I was raised Christian. I'm familiar with all the things that you said. So, you know,
Yeah.
my younger brother plans to become a Christian priest himself. So, yeah, if there is any seed, it was already planted. No, don't worry about that.
Well, I mean, but I don't know about that, because you're saying that you don't know if you believe, right? So that's why I'm trying to suggest to you, right, to pick up your Bible,
Well, I'm
try
already
to
doing
see if you
it.
can go,
I'm doing this already. Why you are assuming that I'm not? I'm doing it.
I'm not saying that you're not. I'm trying to tell you that, you know, you should probably look into more than just Eastern Orthodox. You know, if you're unsure, you should look into Protestantism, right? And you should see what you think, because we go by what the Bible says, and what it sounds like is Eastern Orthodox doesn't really do that.
Look
too
at this.
much.
You know, I have this in my room. Like I keep it.
Yeah, that's a second commandment violation, by the way.
I don't think so. It's from a church.
It is.
No,
Do you
it's
know what
not.
the second commandment is?
Yeah,
What is it?
he's talking about paganism.
No, that
It
is
is.
not the second commandment. No, it's to not. No, we're not supposed to make images of Christ. That is an image of Christ. That is a second commandment violation.
I don't think I'm going to hell for having like a
I
cross.
never said I never said that you're going to hell, sir. Okay, I said that you are going against God, by that's a sin, because you're going against what God says in his commandments.
Well, I mean, Romania, I mean, my people were for like thousands of years Christian. It's fine.
Well, it's not, because no, I'm just trying to correct you, because I care, and I want you to, you know, respect God's law, and, you know, want you to become a Christian.
Well, if I was to become a Christian, I would probably become like Orthodox again, but I'm not going to get into it.
Well, I mean, if you shied away from Orthodoxy, maybe you should look into something else, like Protestantism.
I think I will. This is my God. Oh no.
Okay.
Hey, you're pushing
That's enough.
Protestantism like pretty hard right here, you know?
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am. What's wrong with that?
Well, I think you're under the impression that that's the truth.
It is the truth.
Okay.
Are you saying, wait, is the Bible God's breathed word?
I don't think it is.
Oh, and what are you? Are you Eastern
I'm a
Orthodox?
Christian. No, I'm not. I'm not Eastern Orthodox.
What kind of Christian are you?
I'm an agnostic mythicist Christian.
What is a mythicist?
A mythicist isn't a person who doesn't believe in a historical Jesus.
Okay, so then you're not a Christian.
Yeah, you know,
And you
it's
don't
funny
believe,
how people
and then
do
and
that
you
when they don't actually have the
and you're not,
education
and
to
you
be able
don't
to talk about it like that.
You reject God.
No.
So why should
so
anybody
how do
listen
you know
to
I
what you're
reject
saying
God?
right now?
How do you know I reject God?
Because you
you're under
just
the
did.
impression that Jesus is
You
God?
just said Jesus was not God. Is that correct?
Yeah, Jesus is not God.
Oh, he is though.
Yeah, like clearly you haven't read your Bible.
What is Jesus?
Yeah, Jesus is the Son of God.
No, Jesus is God.
Jesus is not the Son of God.
Okay, how do you
what is
figure?
Jesus?
How do you figure?
What do you mean, how do I figure? Have you read your Bible?
I've read most of it.
Okay, how much of it, like how much is most of it?
Well, I can't really tell you that because I
Yeah. So
don't.
right now I'm on my 20th read of this.
Okay, so why do you reject the Trinity?
Yeah, because first of all, the Trinity is not biblical. Number one, and that was
How?
decided because it's not. That was
Okay.
decided within the
Oh, that's
canon
not an
from.
argument, sir.
Yeah,
Because
like
it's
I don't
not.
need
It's
to
not
give
an
you an argument. I'm
argument.
telling you, like if you're interested
You're
in learning
literally
about it,
just
you
saying,
can.
"Nuh-uh, bro." That's what you're saying to me right now.
Yeah, and you're saying bro.
No,
Like
I'm
you're
asking you why
right.
you claimed that it was not biblical. So go
It's
ahead and
not because you
substantiate
can't
that.
show me the Trinity in the
No,
Bible.
no, no, no. You claimed the
Right.
Trinity was
So
not
yeah, it's not.
correct,
Yeah.
and you're
So
saying it's
premise
not
one.
biblical.
So
Okay, so
premise
then
one is
go
gonna.
ahead
Yeah,
and
I got it.
substantiate your
I got you.
claim.
Girl, I got you.
Perfect.
Don't worry about it.
Thank
So premise
you.
one, the Trinity is not in the Bible. Premise two, it's not biblical. Conclusion
Okay,
is the Trinity is not actually Christian.
really?
Yeah.
Okay, bud.
So what do you think about this individual here?
Yeah, I think that
Uh,
you're that blaspheming
now
God
because
and saying
I
that God is your
God is
cat is pretty
what you're
Oh,
ridiculous,
come on!
talking
It
about.
was just.
and you're done for, bud. That's what I think. So, you know what? What do I how do I pronounce your name? I don't even know.
Yeah,
Who is
it's Durgon.
Duragon? Okay.
Uh-huh.
So I'm gonna have to prep a little bit more for my argument for the Trinity. So if you
Okay.
want, you can follow me and I can get back with you, okay?
100%. 100%. I
Perfect.
could definitely do that.
Yeah, totally.
Go ahead and shoot me a follow.
Yeah.
What's wrong
I
with
got
you?
Yeah, I think you're blasphemous and you are
It
that's
was obviously
disgusting.
it was a joke. The host is
I,
Christian
I'm
himself.
sure you do. I'm
Yeah,
sure you
the
do.
host and I are
See,
friends.
here's the
I'm
thing.
mod. Hello?
If you're
Well, I don't care if you're a mod.
interested in like educating yourself, if you're
No,
actually
I
interested in
know
educating yourself
I
about
just
this,
need to
the
no,
language
I'm
that you
just
see that my name is
again,
written in,
I need to prep
well, yeah,
more
that's great. That's
to
fine.
in
But
order
you could
to
you could prep all you want. If
argue.
you need me to send you sources, look, you could prep
No,
all you
I
want.
don't
If
need
you
you to
need
send
me
me
to send you sources,
sources.
I'd be more than happy to do that also.
I don't need you
So,
to.
if
No.
you can actually read my name right there, that's going to be an Armenian, and Armenia was the first nation as a whole to convert to Christianity over 1,700 years ago.
Okay,
Yeah, in
well,
30
well,
11, something like that.
again, I am mature enough to take this debate some other time when I'm more prepared.
That's completely
right?
fine. Look, you message me, you let me know what you want to do. If you need
Yeah,
sources,
sure.
I'd be more than happy to send you stuff.
Yeah, sure, no problem. But yeah,
Wonderful.
I hope you guys have a good night, and I might be back.
You're leaving already? Come back.
Be good, be safe, take care. God bless you. That was fun.
So you are Armenian?
I'm Armenian, yes.
What do you think about? I'm Romanian. So what do you think
Very
about
nice.
Nagorno-Karabakh?
Well, I mean, obviously I'm going to have my bias towards that, and I do have issues with this. That land was ours long before us taking it back in the 90s. If you look at like ancient Armenian maps, like
Yeah, you had like Mount Ararat, Van, the region,
Right.
Pontus, all those lands.
Yeah, and the Azeris and the Turks were trying to rewrite history as like, this was never even a thing, like that the Armenians never really even existed. They have wine with like, Lake Sevan on there, claiming that it's theirs when it's in Armenia right now. So like, they are trying to rewrite history there.
I mean, Armenians were they even had access to the Mediterranean, like in Cilicia, I think it was called, in today's northern Syria.
Right. In Armenian, it would have been called Kilikia, but yeah, Cilicia. That's correct.
Nice.
Hey man, you're pretty cool. I'm gonna shoot you a follow and
Yeah, I'll follow you as well, and I follow the host as well because he's very cool as well. I think you don't really find lots of hosts that allow people to actually speak. So props to the host for that. You don't really seem biased at all.
I look, I did kind of come in a little bit heavy there because I feel like she was kind of pressing really hard. I think that if someone's going to be following any kind of a belief, it should probably be based off of like merits. You know, like I usually don't try to like do the whole like matching energy thing, but like sometimes when I see like an issue, like I do want to be able to stand in.
The thing is,
Very,
you know,
very
I
passionate. She's very passionate what she believes in, and if
well,
it's true, she doesn't want, you know, the negative side. If Christianity is true, you know, she doesn't want, you know,
yeah.
that's
The,
her.
the problem, the
Look,
problem is that
look
she's doing.
if God look, let me say this: if God exists, I don't think God is gonna condemn somebody because they got the length and the shade of like Jesus's beard incorrectly. You know, like that's not a reason to send somebody to hell. And if somebody is gonna, you know, if God is gonna be like all knowing, your heart would be known better to God than it would be to you.
Yeah, but, you know, the thing is, her kind of like trying to tell me to become a Christian is like counterproductive. There was also that Irish Catholic woman that left, and well, she because she was empathic to me, she wanted to talk to me about it. I was way more prone to listen to her than to listen to someone that was acting like my mom or something like that. You know, because
Yeah.
she kept asking me, well,
Okay,
what proof
if
do
you
you need?
need a lecture from your mom,
Well,
you can go talk to
she
right.
asked me, well, what proof do you need to become a Christian? Well, if I knew exactly what proof I needed, I will search for it, right? I don't know. And she didn't really understand why I don't know. Well, yeah.
Yeah, look, the way I see it is when I talk to people, I want to be able to like see them where they're at. But like at the end of the day, like if you need a lecture from your mom, you can go talk to your mom about it. It's not my place to give you a lecture about any of these things, you know.
And you know, the thing is, she was saying shit like, well, you suffer from the sin of the flesh or something like that. She doesn't know anything
Yeah,
about me. Like,
look,
like I was
there's
with the, for
theological
example, I was with a
ideas there.
Christian girl. I was with a Christian girl. She was like going to the
Yeah.
church every Sunday, stuff like that. And I didn't have anything sexual with her because I respected her religion. So she was just throwing those accusations at me for no fucking reason, and she's so it doesn't make any fucking sense to me, you know.
Yeah, I'm gonna be the last person to be able to like come up anywhere and like try to judge somebody. Like nobody knows the life that I've lived through, and I just can't. You know, I can't be that person to say like, oh well, you know.
Yeah.
She was pretty quick to like tell me that I'm not a Christian because I don't hold the same belief as her. But the thing is, like, I hear this from a lot of people. I'm sorry.
Sorry, we just have a new guest. Well, not new, but I know who he is. But yeah,
What's up?
Hello, Ben.
Hello.
Hello, Benji.
the Welshman. How you doing?
Doing alright, bro.
Any scripture you want to read to us?
Who's the Unitarian?
Not me.
I can smell it, Benji.
I mean, I
can
kind of
smell
figured
it.
that wouldn't be you, but which
Smell
one is
the heresy.
That's right. Which one's the Unitarian protect?
I think it's that guy.
The one next to me or the one above Alex?
The one next to you. Yeah.
Okay.
I think. Yeah.
What do I call you, bro? What's your name?
Daragon, I think he's trying to speak to you. I think he's not here. Hello.
Let's take this to be a concession.
Don't be like that.
I'm really sorry. I had to mute up, and I also had to mute you
You're all
guys.
good. Yeah.
What was the question you were asking about a non-Trinitarian?
Well, I said I asked you what your name was to begin with because I wanted to be respectful and address you by your name. Yeah.
Yeah, my name's Duragon.
Say it again.
Duragon. I'll put it in the comments.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Thank you. I'm trying to. I like being respectful when I have discussions with people, so I address them by their name.
I love
Oregon.
that. That gives me the opportunity to be respectful also.
Yeah. Oregon. Okay, cool. Love that. Very unique name, I would say. All right. So, how do you understand the Trinity? Do you
The
understand
way
the
I
concept,
understand the
or
Trinity is going to be this is all part of one being that has different parts. Kind of like how you could say like a mind, body, and soul. I don't necessarily have an issue with like there being some kind of a contradiction of like Jesus being fully man and fully God. I think we can be 100% of something and 100% of something else. Also, like
yeah? So you don't deny the hypostatic union, but you would be arguing for partialism if you were based on your explanation at this point in time.
I don't hold to a historical Jesus, and that's going to be based off of historical events and information that exists. I don't hold to a lot of the New Testament as being part of my canon because of the issues that I run into, like I said, through historical information. But I guess my issue really becomes that. Sorry, give me 1 second.
You're all good, bro.
Yeah, so my issue is that because Jesus was never a human being on earth, from my perspective, Jesus can't be God. Because
he was never a human being on earth, he can't be God.
Well, that's going to be part of it.
Is that what you argue?
That's going to be part of it because that builds up on the Trinity, but also that Jesus would have been the first created by God, and through Jesus, everything would have been created. So Jesus would be the tool. The angel who was raised to the status of an archangel after the purification of sins, which we could take a look at in the book of Hebrews.
Sure. Okay, I understand where you're coming from. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Okay, well, I think there's a few things that I would definitely have comments about then, if that's your position. Just give me a second. Sorry, I'm just...
take your time.
So you would hold to some form of Gnosticism, indicating that Jesus Christ was never in human form, that he only existed in some form of spirit form that gives you an understanding that he would be part of the Godhead, but not necessarily like in the form that we would understand the Trinity to be, right?
Right. I hold to the idea that Jesus was an angel until he was adopted into the
Godhead.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. That's cool. I understand where you're coming from. I'm just trying to get your position fleshed out so I understand, and I don't want to straw man your position, you know?
Dude, I really appreciate that. Like, almost every single person that I talk to, like, literally after I explain it to them, they go back and they start, like, injecting ideas of what they think and know about other Christians and how I'm wrong in my stance or my position because this is what they think. You know, it's the idea that, like, automatically someone being a Christian, A, B, C, and D must be true.
Yeah, no, I understand. I mean, that's just not how we do debates, you know, like we have, or like discussions when we're trying to understand and have conversations about these sorts of things. Like we want to actually engage in the beliefs and ideas that the person holds to. We don't want to straw man somebody else's ideas. Like that just defeats the purpose of having the discussion then.
Right.
Can you tell me what your reference in Hebrews is, just so I have it up?
Yeah, so right in the beginning, if you read, I guess it's going to be Hebrews 1 through maybe 6.
Yeah. I understand what you would be referring to when you talk about Hebrews 1. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
I just wanted to know the reference.
So also looking at this from like the historical perspective, this is going to be contemporary to Paul, and Paul is going to be my earliest source for Christianity, along with 1 Peter. 2 Peter is not written by the same person because we can show this through stylometric analysis. These were not written together. There's inconsistencies within like the language styles and the writing styles. So there's a lot of the New Testament that I don't hold to. Out of the 13 or 14 writings that most people hold to as Pauline epistles, only 7 of those I hold as canonical.
Yep.
And
Do you
even
want to tell
within
me what
those,
those 7 are? If that's all
yeah,
right?
so it's going to be First and Second Corinthians, Thessalonians, Galatians, Romans, Philippians, and Philemon.
Sorry, can you go a bit slower? So First and Second Corinthians.
Oh yeah, First and Second Corinthians, Thessalonians,
Yeah.
Galatians, Philippians,
Yeah.
Philemon, and
Yeah.
which one did I just miss? First, Second Corinthians, Thessalonians, Galatians, Romans, Philippians, Romans. Did you get Romans?
Yeah, Romans I didn't get. Yeah.
Yeah. And even
That's
within
8.
those, there's still some interpolations.
Are you saying First and Second Thessalonians as one book?
I'm saying that those were written by the same person.
Oh, okay.
That I'm calling Paul.
Okay, cool. No, that's fine. I just wanted to confirm because I had 8 and you said 7, so I just wanted to double check. That's all.
Yeah. So I'm holding it as those are being separate. If you want to mash them together, that's totally fine. Like I'll just say, I'll just call
I
them
hold
as-
them separate, so that's just the way that I understand it.
cool.
So I just wanted to double check with you.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, cool. Anything else you wanted to say before I go?
So I already told you First Peter, Second Peter. I don't hold to, and the book of Hebrews. Most likely, it's going to be attributed to. I lean more towards like Priscilla, and there is a scholar by the name of Adolf von. What was his last name? Give me 1 second. Let me look it up real fast.
No, you're all good. I mean, I'm just chilling for the moment. I got about 35 minutes ish. So.
How's it doing down there in Wales? Is it raining or something?
It's not raining today. It's still quite overcast though. That's
Adolf von Harnack. So he's a biblical scholar who kind of goes more into this, but I hold to the idea that that's going to be written by Priscilla, and that's going to be contemporary to Paul.
Yeah. Lutheran. Okay, cool. Well, so you would say that you would ascribe more to von Harnack's theology more than anything else?
Not necessarily. I think I would probably be leaning more towards Arius, which got ultimately.
Yeah, I know about Arianism. That's fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. I can tell. I mean, I kind of figured when you said that you were somewhat Gnostic, like based on what you were saying, it was somewhat Gnostic, and I'm just like, okay, so he's going to go this like either Nestorian or Arianism. I'm just like, it's one of the two. That's fine.
Yeah, I do think that the whole. So, obviously, I'm sure you know about what was his name? Marcion presenting the first New Testament canon, and that ultimately being shut down, and that would have been like the Evangelion, which would be like a proto Luke, along with 10 writings that were attributed to Paul, and like that was seen as somewhat heretical, but there was like already stuff in the works, and I think that could potentially go down like a rabbit hole of conspiracies, and maybe we don't need to do that.
No, I don't. Let's just deal with what we see in scripture. Like I'm happy to just deal with the theology. We don't need to go down conspiracies.
Right.
It's not conducive to either of us having that discussion.
Yeah. So I think that there's a lot that actually shifted from the perspective of what Christianity started off as, and became something completely different extremely quickly. Within, I want to say, like 10 years after like Paul's passing.
Yeah.
Which would be around like 65 or 66.
Okay.
Are you writing all this stuff down? I'm just curious.
Yeah, I
That's
write it down for
that's
my reference.
that's
So
really cool. Like that's pretty awesome. I
because
appreciate that.
otherwise, because like I said, I don't like straw manning people, and I want to make sure that I'm getting what you're saying correct. Like it's important for me, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Unless I'm like going on the fly on something that I actually know what I'm talking about, like
Right.
distinctly, like I tend to try and write it down because I won't remember.
Sure.
Okay. Cool. All right. Okay, so I'm sure you've heard arguments against partialism, though, right? So you said your understanding of the Trinity is using mind, body, and spirit as your example to demonstrate the Trinity, correct? That would be how you
Yeah,
would
but I
interpret it.
think it would also be more. I could also use another example that kind of like lands a little bit better as far as like the physicality of things. Like I am like 100% like man in whatever shape or form or you want to call this, but like I'm also like 100% father. Like I have kids, so it's not there. There's no separation here where I would have to say that like because I'm a father, therefore 50% of me is a father and the other 50% of me is a man.
I understand what you're saying.
Right.
I mean, again, that would just go down partialism.
Right.
So you know what I mean.
Mhm.
So when we're looking at the Trinity, I assume you know. So if you're saying that that's your understanding of the Trinity, right? If I give you my understanding of the Trinity, would you be able to show me where you think that I'm going wrong?
I don't have an issue with like adopting a position to be able to understand it and be able to argue for it.
Yeah.
So if you give me like your stance on this, I would try to work with it. But at the same time, like if I'm going to argue against a point, which I do with my own stances, because if you're going to have a belief in something, you should be able to argue against your own beliefs.
100%. I mean, that's first Peter 3:15, I think it was, off the top of my head. Yeah. So I understand. Yeah, that's cool. So if so what I'll posit to you then is I would say that the Trinity is three persons, one being. So the three persons are subsisting in the one being, co-eternal, co-equal, all with their own distinct roles and responsibilities, but still share in the one divine will.
Right.
That would be in the simplest terms. That would be how I would define what the Trinity is.
Yeah, that sounds fair. I mean, that's not a stance that I hold, but if you need me to adopt that for the conversation, I could do that.
No. This is what we're having a conversation about, right?
Right.
This is what I wanted to discuss with you. So,
Okay, sure.
that was how I would view the Trinity. So I want,
Right.
so when I'm looking at the way that we see these things being presented in the Bible, for example, would you hold to the Synoptic and John's Gospel?
No, I don't hold to. I don't hold to the Gospels, and I don't hold to the writings of John.
Okay.
I also don't hold to the Book of Acts, which would have been written by the same person who would have written according to Luke, and Revelation would have been according to John also.
Right. And so why do you say that?
So this is where the story really takes a hard right turn. After Paul's passing is when we start seeing like the story of Jesus coming around and being a person on earth, doing miracles and having followers. Paul doesn't talk about any of these things. And usually when I say this, people kind of bring up, well, Paul never met Jesus, and they bring up like the mention in the book of Acts, Acts 9, I think it is, on the road to Damascus. But it's like I don't hold to this because this is someone else's account, potentially third person, potentially making the claims on behalf of Paul. The only thing that we know about from where Paul's coming from is the claim that he received revelation and that the gospel that he's talking about was given to him from Jesus.
Mm-hmm. That's fine. I understand that could very well be the position that's the position that you hold to.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, we just don't see this fleshed out in history, right? So when we're looking, like, I would agree necessarily that the Gospels were written sometime after Paul's death, but to demonstrate that it's within at least the next 20 years of that time period. So, like, say for example, like even the latest that we have, John's Gospel, for example, being roughly about 90 AD, that's still only 25 years after Paul's death, correct?
Right. Yeah, no, I don't have an issue there.
So I don't see why we wouldn't necessarily be able to take the gospel accounts as they are written by the eyewitnesses who actually were either with Jesus or had interviewed people who were with Jesus and so were interviewing. So, like, for example, Luke. You know what I mean? Like, that's why we would take Luke to be an authority over us, because we would say that Luke did the due diligence, went to the eyewitnesses, got the information from the eyewitnesses, and then we would be able to demonstrate that that's necessarily true, right?
Yeah, I don't hold to that because I
No,
don't
no, no,
think.
I understand. So you would need to give me an argument why you wouldn't hold to that then.
Yeah, I don't actually hold to the idea that Jesus was a human being on earth. So
That's not what I'm asking. I need you to give me an account for why you don't hold the Gospels to be true, given the fact that they were they were either written by eyewitnesses or were written by people who had interviewed eyewitnesses, which includes the Book of Acts, by the way. So it's inclusive
right,
of
so
all four Gospels and Acts at this point.
sure,
I'm happy to get to
I
John
think
later. Like, we can get to First and Second and Third John in a different point, but like,
okay.
we need to establish the Gospels and Acts at least.
Yeah, so I think those in itself are just claims. There are certain aspects of the writings of Mark that we can take a look at where Matthew and Luke make mentions of these things where they agree, but where Matthew and Luke have disagreements within the information is going to be things that we don't see that Mark talks about. So there's ways that we could look at this and see how one gospel is copying from the other, but like,
do we understand how eyewitness testimony works?
what do you mean when you say that? Do we understand how eyewitness testimony?
We need to. So, do you understand how eyewitness testimony works? Especially in the first century world, where we're actually looking at the way that people engage in recording history, for example.
Okay.
So, like, if you're looking at it in the way that we see Josephus, for example, or Pliny the Younger, as an example, where they're recording certain events and history that takes place within their society or the environment that they're in and the situation that they're in. It's very similar into the way that they recorded the Gospels, for example. Now, I do agree that
I'm so sorry, I got a phone call. Can you just go ahead?
You're good. No stress.
Are phone calls biblical?
Our phone call is biblical. Maybe when we're talking about the Bible, they can be. but there might be an argument against that. I'm not sure. So I think there's going to be a couple issues. One is going to be that, first of all, Flavius Josephus was not going to be contemporary to that time either. He was born like 37, 38, somewhere around there.
I was using Josephus as an example of how somebody records history, not as an authority to demonstrate Christ's existence.
Sure.
That's what I was appealing to Josephus for. I'm not appealing as an authority. I'm appealing as an example of how they record things.
Yeah, so one of the things that I would probably say, and this is going to be one of the reasons why I don't think that Mark is going to be a reliable source, is because we can actually see Mark taking from the Jewish War, which was published in 75 AD, I believe, of Josephus. The story of Jesus ben Ananias is pretty much a copy and paste of like who Jesus was supposed to be within the gospel. Outside of that, Mark also takes some other things from Homer. So there are writing styles or writing informations that we can see where these are just copied and pasted. So I'm kind of glad you brought up Josephus. And even with, I'm trying to remember.
Apologies, that was my wife.
I'm sorry?
I just got a phone call now, so my wife was calling me. Sorry about that.
Yeah. Yeah. So, hold on.
Yes, you were
my
talking
wife
about
is texting
Mark.
me. Sorry.
You're all good. Did you want to change your prompt, Protect?
Sure. What do you want us to change it to?
Whatever you want, but we're not talking about the prompt, so.
Yeah. I guess I'll keep it like this for now, but yeah, I probably should change it.
You're all good. I just don't want to get the wrong idea and not have people jump in your live if that's the case, you know.
Great. And I just spoke all of that while I was muted. I apologize.
You're all good.
I just popped right back in and I started talking, and then I realized, I'm muted. Wonderful. I'm sorry. Where were we?
We're talking about Mark.
Oh yeah. So yeah, there's certain issues that I see with the Mark's writing style because it takes from Josephus. But I do know what you're talking about as far as like
but that's
relating
assuming.
assumption.
But again, you're assuming that that's the case, though. We don't actually have definitive evidence to dictate that that would be the case. Now, I understand that there may be similarities in the way that he might have taken from Josephus, but I wouldn't but I wouldn't argue, and I wouldn't make it the case that that's what's actually happening. Right? There's more evidence to support the opposite than there is to support that.
Sure. Are you familiar with the? I want to say it's in book 6, the story of Jesus ben Ananias.
Yes. Yeah. That's why I'm saying what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah. Because again, like I understand that they like for example they could borrow off from the Ben Ananias. Like I understand that might be the case, but again we would have to see and understand that based on biblical history, that we that Mark actually did write it before Josephus wrote about, or similarly around the same time, but I can't. That Ben Ananias was going around, for example, you know.
Okay. Are you familiar with the parable of the fig tree in Mark?
Yeah.
Have you heard scholars talk about the reference to the destruction of the temple as that?
Not off the top of my head. I have a commentary. Okay. Well, I can't remember what chapter it's off the top of my head though.
That's right. God, like I am gonna have to like cut it kind of short because my wife did call and I have to go pick some stuff up and bring it back home.
No, you're totally fine. Give me I saw you chuck me for. I'll chuck you one back. Next time Protect's up, I'll try and
Hey
jump
Benji,
on,
can I
and
just
hopefully
say
we
that,
can
like, dude,
continue.
you have been like amazing to talk to. Like, dude, you don't understand like the heretical views that I have. Like, people just jump down my throat right away and say like, "Oh, you must be a Muslim or something," or
No,
like, "You're not a Christian," or like they'll just start attacking, like just saying like all this nonsense. And it's like, but the thing is, like half of the people who like attack me this way, they don't know who
Mm,
Josephus is. They don't know who Tacitus is. They don't know
yeah.
how Pliny wrote letters to Tiberius. You know, like they haven't actually looked into any of this historical information.
Hmm.
And but the thing is, like, they still feel like somehow justified to like just come up here and like just spew the names without actually knowing any of the information behind it.
Yeah.
So I mean, I definitely like appreciate you for not being that person.
No, that's totally fine. I hope you have a great day, brother. We'll have a good chat soon, okay? I promise. I
Yeah,
really
man.
enjoyed having our convo, okay?
Right. I appreciate you guys. Host, you've been amazing, dude. Thank you so much. Benji, you also. Also, just wanted to thank my friend Penguin who sent me this live. Hopefully, all of you just have a wonderful evening. Be good, be safe, take care.
You too. Have a good one.
Yeah.
Anyone else want to come up? We can talk about religion, God,
They
or
can,
Wales as well. We can talk about Wales.
they can talk. They can talk about it with you. I gotta call my wife, so because that's what she was messaging me about. So
I'm probably gonna end too. But
okay. I
Mermaid,
hope
if
you
you're
have a
still
good day
there,
then.
if you're still in there, Mermaid, we should play Call of Duty. Like right
All
now.
right.
All
Go
right.
have fun. Protect. I'll talk to you in a bit. All right.
All right. I will. Thank you.
See you, bro.
Mermaid, let's play some Modern Warfare. All right. I'm gonna get end, guys. So thanks everybody for joining.